It's chaotic in the production manager's office. 2 years ago, construction materials supplier VOME went bust. He and all the other employees lost their jobs practically overnight. Workers like Marcus Anagnostou joined the ranks of the unemployed.
I'm still angry at my former boss, but I'm even more angry at the government. It hasn't done anything for the last 2 years to help us, not a penny of support. We can't expect help either from our employers or politicians, so it's time for us to take things into our own hands.
Back then, the huge factory in Thessaloniki produced mortar and plaster. VOME sold construction materials all over the Balkans. Then came the crisis and the end of the road. But the workers didn't want to throw in the towel. 30 of the company's 80 former employees have continued operations in this part of the factory. They think their company still has a future. They've begun producing household detergents and soaps made according to sustainable principles from minerals. They built the bottle-filling machine themselves. But all their hard work has yet to pay off.
I have 3 children. My oldest has to begin his military service next week. Our financial situation is dire. Sometimes my parents or my wife's parents help us out. And my wife, fortunately, still has a job. That's how we survive.
Marcus Anagnostou spends his afternoons on the telephone, tirelessly seeking to sell consignments of soap through a network of people who sympathise with the workers' situation. Promises of solidarity have come in from all over the world. But because the workers are illegally occupying the factory, investors won't touch the project. The VOME workers can't actually sell their products officially.
At the moment, we've only made a profit with 1 order. We can't fulfill our dreams with that, but it's enough to keep production up and running. We have to achieve legal status as a company soon, though. Then we could hire more of our former colleagues and increase production levels. We'd also like to branch out into new products too.
Until then, the factory workers have to bring their products to customers directly. Residents of Thessaloniki have been very supportive. This woman's pension has shrunk dramatically, but she exchanges the soaps she buys for food.
We're supporting them as much as we can. They need us. Then we barter with each other. And the detergents are natural products.
The waterfront promenade in Thessaloniki. Greeks are closing ranks in the midst of the crisis. Anagnostou is joining in a demonstration to show solidarity with state broadcaster ERT. The government forced the station to shut down and laid off 430 staff. But employees are continuing to broadcast over the internet. Like the factory workers at VOME, the reporters see themselves as the vanguard of a new movement.
We've become a symbol for the resistance movement. Society is supporting us in a major way because we're setting an example that you can take your destiny into your own hands. That's why we've invited everyone to come to this building to talk with us and learn from us. Our microphones are open to everyone.
The next morning, the VOME workers are heading to Thessaloniki courthouse. Its Court of Appeals is to rule today on a suit the workers brought against their former boss. Each is owed about 30,000 euros in unpaid wages. In an earlier decision, a court sentenced the employer to 2.5 years on probation for delaying bankruptcy proceedings. The hearing doesn't take long. The workers still don't receive any compensation, and the judges even reduced the former employer's sentence.
Her lawyer said she had even worse problems than we have. 2 years ago, she left us all in the lurch, and we haven't seen any money since then. Now they say that she's even worse off than we are. Everybody is against us, the employers and the government. And if the justice system doesn't protect us anymore either, I don't know where this will all end.
The factory workers are outraged. But they're also determined to continue working in their company, now more than ever.